Okay, well, let's look at the first of our ITV4 races. It's the 205 at Doncaster, and it is a sprint. It's the Betfred Mobile Wentworth Stakes, a listed race. Plenty of runners, wide open, and howdy paddy bow bet, Frank.
Yes, sir. Dan Sot is 5-2, Danzino and Dream of Dreams 11-2, Tarentum Star 8-1, Perfect Pasture and Saints are 11-1, and we're 12-1 bar.
Okay, now Paul Keeley can't be here, and Paul, if you're listening, I know you're not well, so good luck, mate. Get well soon. Love you lots. There's two horses here that he absolutely would adore because he loves an old horse on the flat, doesn't he? And we've got good old Marek and Gordon Lord Byron in opposition here. I've got a quiz question for you guys. You've each got to give me a number and see who's going to be nearest. How many races have Gordon Lord Byron and Marek run between them? You're going to have to go first, Frank, because I can't trust you not to be Googling because I can't see it. How many have they run between them?
I'd say 80.
Right. Maddie?
I'll go 85.
I think it'll be somewhere in the 80s, so I'll go in between 83.
You've gone completely mad. That's absolute rubbish. They've run 161 races between them. Incredible, isn't it? They've both been on the go since 2010.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, anyway, who's going to win this race? Maddie Plale, you go first.
Oh, don't. Well, I actually looked at 3. First off, I looked at Dream of Dreams, but then I thought, I'm not sure he'll absolutely love the ground. Perfect Pasture, I know he's going to need more, but he's in absolutely flying form. He was a course and distance winner last month, and he actually won at Nottingham on Wednesday really easily. He's got some really smart form at Windsor. I think he won a listed race at the start of this season. That looks good now. And the other one then was Sainted, the filly William Haggis's. Absolutely loves soft ground, and again, should be really at home in this sort of race. So I can't really pick between those two, but I'm as always, trying to go in between bigger prices.
Chair, but you've got to go for one. Come on, you're a tipster.
Right, I'll go for Sainted then. I think forgive her last run, she's got a really nice profile and she'll love these conditions.
Who do you like, James?
I like Danzino. I think he's a class act in the race. He put up a really good performance at Ascot earlier in the season, carrying a big weight. And his only run at Doncaster, I think it's one of his best according to Racing Post ratings. He hasn't really been in the best of form recently, but he's been running against some really top horses. He was in the Group 1 sprint on Champions Day last time. So I'm going to say he can return to form in this lesser company.
Okie dokes. And Frank, what about you?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't remember a couple of weeks ago I was making a point about a stat that in the sprint races at Doncaster, the highest draw is an incredible record. Over 5 furlongs, the highest draw is won over 33% of the time, and it's not far off the same over 6 furlongs. And while 7 furlongs might be Sir Dan Sott's optimum trip, you couldn't but be impressed with him the last day over 7 when he put Gillott in his place very easily. He was beaten in a handicap of 109 at Leicester the time before, and I think basically he's drawn 14 of 14. He should travel into the race okay. I think he's going to be very difficult to beat. Now, I would have been interested at each way price in Perfect Danger or Flying Pursuit, but they're drawn 5 and 1 respectively, and I'm going to stick with the high draws. I think it's very important. Doncaster's a massive bias there, and I'm thinking that Sir Dan Sot will be a winning fav.
The 240, the Betfred TV EBF Stallions Breeding Winners Gillies Fillies Stakes listed race. How do you bet there, Frank?
Yeah, Vintage Folly is 15-8, Indulged 130, Time Chaser 9-2, Brief Visit 6-1, Empress Ali 9-1, Star Rock 12-1, or 14-1 bar.
James Hill, away you go.
I'm going to take Indulged to turn the Yarmouth form around from last time with Vintage Folly. I don't think she was quite at her best there, but runs before that would give her a real chance here. She's a course and distance winner. And it was a listed race last time as well at Yarmouth, but I don't think this race is as good a quality as that one. So apart from the favourite, I don't think she's got too much to worry about, and I'm going to go with her.
Who are you going for, Frank?
I'm with James here. I think Indulged probably a little bit unlucky. 2 runs go at Nottingham not to beat Empress Ali. And while Vintage Folly was ahead of her last time, I think her best run was probably at Doncaster at the start of the season. She's been freshened up. She's got nearly 2 months off since. I can see her running really well, and even though the rating suggests she's 8 pounds inferior and she's giving weight, I think she'll probably be. I know we're 130, we're a little bit under. I'd probably just back her each way. I think there's 92 out there. I can't see her being out of the 3, to be honest.
2 votes for Indulged. Nicole Scherzinger, are you going to give 3 yeses?
No. I wouldn't say that. If you're looking at each way prices, come on, aim for something a bit bigger than
Why?
that. Well,
a lot of pros, mate, like to have a short one each way.
That's because they have enough money to stake on it. They're not me.
It's a smart play. It's a smart play.
No, it's wise. I think that the 2 fillies mentioned should be hard to beat, but the one I'd give a mention to was Star Rock. She beat subsequent Group 3 winner God Given in May, and also went on to beat Cribs Causeway, who's been an absolutely prolific winner this season. She's done all her winning over further, so it is a bit of a worry to step back down in trip, but that gives her options, and you know she'll stay. So Star Rock maybe at a massive price.
The hardest race on the card is the 3:15. It's the Betfred November Handicap Stakes, the traditional big race to say farewell to the flat season. And Johnny G, quite fittingly, has the fav here in the famous maroon and white Sheikh Mohammed silks. Just how short is he now, Frank?
Yeah, he's 11-2 with us. Just a reminder, we're 6 places in this race too, so plenty of each way value. Tarlan's Park is 8-1, Saunter 9-1, Top Tug and Dance the Dream 10-1, Wild Hack and Sifax 12-1, Nibalawi 14-1, and we're 16-1 bar.
And you're going first, Frank.
Yeah, I'm going to throw one of the big massive price in here each way with the 6 places. Yukon Glen, he was quietly fancied for the Cesarovic over 2 miles too last month. And he disappointed a little bit there, but if you go
Nothing disappointed us about the Cesarovic, did it, Frank?
If you ask him, the highlight of the flat season was the Cesarovic. But he was probably, 2 miles 2 was probably a bit far from him. He'd shown improved form up to 2 miles at Ascot, beating Burren Fire in Sugar Cup Day. He was third behind Magic Circle over 2 as well. Now I don't think the drop in trip will be too much of inconvenience. He should handle the ground fine, and you imagine they'll go a right clip here and turn into a stamina test. Like, you only have to go back to June at Ayr. I know it wasn't a very strong race in relation to this kind of a race, but he absolutely hacked up off 88. He's only £3 higher here. He's won at Doncaster before. There's an awful lot to like, and at 20-1, or I think there might even be 25 out there, I'll take him to hit the frame at a massive price each way.
OK, Frank's going for Yukon Glen. Who are you going for, Mads?
I'm going to do this a bit sort of backwards way and just say I can't have Royal Line at all. I think, he's very, very short on what he's achieved so far. His last run, he was really outpaced. He just looked very, very slow, to be honest. Obviously, he's unexposed and he's got the potential, but no points for originality. I like Dance the Dream and Ian Williams' horse Saunter, who has got that ability and who has promised a lot, but I think he could get the best out of him now. I think he's having his second run for him. But yeah, Dance the Dream and Saunter, the market principles for me. OK, and how about you, James?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put anyone off the favourite Royal Line. I know he was beaten last time, but it was a bit of a farcical race, only 3 runners. He got drawn into a bit of a war with the Mark Johnston horse, Time to Study. He's likely raced, but at a bigger price, and with these enhanced place terms, I like the look of Nibalawi. Very consistent horse. I know he generally runs his best races at Ascot, but rarely he finishes out of the frame. And I think this is going to be a bit of a slog in the ground, and that will suit him. And he's also got a young £7 claimer on Jack Osborne. He's going to take £7 off. And we saw in races like the Ebor how useful it is to have these decent claimers on, taking a bit of weight off. So I'm going to go with him at a decent price.
Another big winner for Tony Bloom.
Indeed, yes. OK.